Hi, and welcome to Karat Caribbean Premier Team's first 15-day social media bootcamp with myself, Michael Amano. For those who don't know much about me, I am passionate about helping people overcome hurdles and to find a way out of life's challenges by utilizing tools and systems to help make people's lives easier. My business, The Computer Guy, was launched over 20 years ago with the goal to make technology work for you. I have also been an affiliate of Karat International since August of 2013, and I have shared this business with many persons as a means for additional income for them and to build personal wealth for them and, of course, for me as well. So I am really excited that you're in my team and that you have chosen to participate in this program with me. Now, why is this program important? It's because, of course, we want to generate wealth and we want to obtain additional income. Many people today are either unhappy with the income they're getting, they are victims of the skyrocketing inflation, and their income, whether from a job or otherwise, is not really meeting their needs. So it's always open to have an additional form of income, an additional way of generating money to live. Now, at its core, what is a business? A business allows a person to provide a product or service to a customer who desires that product or service in exchange for, well, money, for cash, right? And of course, we get a profit from that. So once you exchange a good or service with with profit, you have a business. And in fact, if you think about it, almost everything we do is a business. If you're a secretary, you're providing secretarial services for your boss, and you're getting paid to do that. If you are a teacher, you're teaching students, and you're getting paid to do that, right? And of course, with businesses such as Karat Bars, we provide a gold savings account, let people know about a gold savings account, let them save in gold and crypto, and we get commissions for helping them to do that. Business is business. But of course, if we want to grow and to build our business, we have to do some things. If we have a business with one person, it's not going to go very far. I have been talking to some persons who have said that, well, they have registered with their business and they are not really seeing much benefit, so they want to stop. So how much persons have you spoken to? One. Other persons have said that they sent a video to some persons and they never really responded. So they're not really getting far. So let's step back a little bit and examine what are the different ways one can build a business, because there's two ways one can build a business if you really think about it. One can build it and basically ad hoc. One can build it basically on their own merits, or one can build it effectively. So let's look at different ways that one can build a business. Of course, we can speak to our family and friends. And of course, it's only a limited amount of persons we know. Even if you have a very large family, that is still a limited number, right? So you can speak to your friends. Some people have more friends than family. Some people have more family than friends. There's some persons who don't have much friends. But nevertheless, if you speak to all of your friends, you'll basically run out of persons to talk to. So what do you do then? You can speak to your work colleagues. Of course, some of your work colleagues may be friends. Some of them may actually be people you met at school or in a club or community. That's the different. Why we get friends, close friends is what I spoke about before. Here are just basically like acquaintances, persons we happen to know on the job, persons we happen to know in social groups or gatherings that we are in. And even that, if you were to reach out to those persons, you would be limited as to how much persons you would talk to. You would run out. Persons have said, well, I spoke to everybody I know. I don't know much people, so I cannot build a business. So what do you do next? Well, we mentioned acquaintances. Some persons go into telemarketing. So they pick up the telephone directory and they look at numbers and call them at random. Now, not only will it cause your telephone bill to go up, this is considered spammy. These persons know nothing about you and they will hang up, right? It's not very effective. Email marketing, and I would include mail marketing here too. Persons will actually get flyers about their business and mail it to a lot of people on a mailing list. They put an email and email it to, some people pay for email marketing services. That is also spammy. How many of us get a lot of spam? We get so much spam in our inbox that we even have a mail filter in many of our email services called spam or junk. And filters would actually look at business opportunities and so on and put it in the junk for you. So email marketing is not very effective. Okay, so some persons will say they will create newspaper ads, and newspaper ads can be effective. But if you know this, right, even if we talk about the ads in a typical newspaper for a particular region, newspaper may have a circulation of 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 copies, right? I'm just pulling a random number, but that's based on a circulation, right? So let's say if it's 500, half of a million, if that much, right? And you put an ad in that newspaper. Think about it. If you were to put an ad, for example, for somebody wanted to sell a house or an apartment room or something like that, and 10 people call, 20 people call, 100 people call, how much is 100 compared to 500,000? That is less than 1%. That's less than half of a percent, right? But of course, the 100 that call would not have called if the ad wasn't there in the first place. But of course, to continue to sustain using newspaper ads may actually cost something, right? And again, there's another reason why newspaper ads may not be the most effective way to build a business. And I'll explain why in a short while. Some persons will actually print flyers and they will go around and stuff flyers in people's mailbox and stuff like that. And people actually throw that away as spam. It's literally throwing away money right there. Some persons will go to public places. They will go into hotel lobbies and other places and wait and look for people who are sitting on by themselves, and they'll go up to them and say, hey, are you interested in starting a new business? Some people may consider it harassment. Some people will actually they may be at risk of being called loiterers, right, and being asked to leave the establishment. So what other way can one use, and that people do use, to meet people? Of course, business needs people. If you have a business and you don't have people, well, you don't really have a business. So these are different ways that we try to reach out to people beyond our sphere of influence, beyond the people, our family and friends, right? And what other tool can we use to really reach out to a lot more persons? There's social media. Now, when we really think about it, right? If we only speak to the persons that we know, which is our what we call a warm market, then the growth of our business will be limited. Some persons may not have the resources to advertise or time to go meet in persons face to face. There actually have been people who market going door to door, right? And there's some persons who will say they're shy, they're more introvert, they're not, while they have some extroverted people, there are some persons who don't consider themselves gifted to talk or to explain or to talk about the product or service that they have effectively, right? And even if they try to do so, there are many people that are not receptive to strangers. Studies and common sense actually show that persons are more willing to do business with people that they know. Think about the businesses that you do for yourself. When you go to buy food, when you go to purchase products, if you have a friend who's in a particular business, you may want to consider giving your friend the business first. It's very natural. It's a natural thing to do business with persons you know. And in fact, because you know the strengths and weaknesses, because you know some persons, you may not want to do business with them too. The important thing is to get to know them. So given a choice between someone you know and a total stranger, they'll be more willing to listen or to or to do business and interact with the person that they already know. Okay? And it is because of that, the solution for helping to build our business is to expand our warm market, convert strangers to friends, and then friends to business colleagues. Okay? Some people will actually say we convert strangers to friends and then friends to family. That's the the flow, because many of us who are involved in a business, in fact, of an affiliate marketing type business together, and we meet in groups, we consider ourselves like family. Think of how much persons you have met in a business environment that you consider like family, and that's what we want. That's this is the progression. You wouldn't go to a cold stranger and then suddenly make them part of your family. You have to get to know them first. So the goal here is to get persons to know who you are before even pitching any business to them. And that is one of the ways to build your business more effectively. Okay? So as social media is one of those tools that really gives a person, especially someone who has a limit in terms of the amount of persons they actually know for real, in terms of their warm market, there are a bunch of social media tools that have literally billions of people are using them, literally billions. So if you're looking to expand your market, wouldn't it make sense and it'd be logical that if you get more, if you expose your business to more persons, that your business can grow more? If you limit yourself to how much people you talk to or how much people can get to know you, you are limiting your business. The social media tools available, and we may know some of these, of course. We know about WhatsApp. We have our course on WhatsApp. Facebook is one of the largest and one of the earliest social media platforms out there. Of course, before that, there was another tool, right? But of course, Facebook has a market share, over 1 billion people, I think. And Instagram is rising faster. In fact, if in certain demographics, more people use Instagram than Facebook. But Instagram is growing larger. Then we have Telegram and other tools. Okay, so of course, if we want to build our business, sort of helps to use some of these tools to build. Okay, so the requirements for being part of the course is, of course, to have a notebook, pen and paper. This is a physical notebook and pen and paper, where you can actually write down some of the learnings that you have. Some persons may want to probably type it up in a Word document or text, or probably in a note on the phone. You have Google Keep and some of these tools, or Evernote. That's fine. But I'm saying that it's good to supplement the notebook, the pen and paper, because when you write down things, you tend to remember it better than when you type it. It is known in schools. That's why we still have pen and paper in schools, even though we're in the electronic age. Of course, you will need to have a laptop or a smartphone, because these are the devices through which you'll be using your social media accounts. Your social media accounts generally, and many of the activities would require us to use WhatsApp, Facebook, and you can also apply to Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Telegram, and other social media tools that you may have. YouTube is actually a social media platform that many people may not consider as a social media platform. People watch videos, but yes, people comment on these videos, right? and to get YouTube, of course, all you need is to have your Google account. And of course, there are other social media things there. We have, people have been talking about Snapchat, people have been talking about Vine, and there's even growing in popularity something called TikTok and other things. But the key thing is, social media allows us to extend our range, right? The next thing we need to do is to have a learn and do approach. This is our approach. While we're learning, we learn by doing, okay? Because skills times activity equal results. We need to have both. It is possible for one to do activities without skills. You go on social media and then you just post, hey, join my business. You're not going to be very effective. Your effectiveness is limited if you don't do it with a proper approach. At the same time, you can learn everything about the proper approaches. You can learn the skills, you can learn the scripts, you can learn what to say, what not to say, and so on. But unless you do it, you're not going to be effective either. You're not going to get any effective and any results. So if we want to really build our business online using social media, which is the title of what we are doing, then we need to learn and do at the same time. If you do one alone, you limit how much you're going to get from the program. Okay, so as we go through, there may be some acronyms that you will hear, and I'll just give a quick explanation of some of them. DMO is daily method of operation. As a business, there's certain things that you would do every day. And we're going to go through the list of things that we need to do every day. It may not necessarily be everything for the same person at the same time. But there's certain tasks that we would need to do. Of course, we would need to reach out to persons. We would need to make ourselves more visible because we need to if we want to attract more people to us, we need to let people know who we are so they'll be more willing to do business with us, right? We would, of course, have encouragement, value, opinion. That's EVO. So this is when you, for example, post on on your news feed in Facebook. I'm talking about, all right, or even somebody may post a daily status on WhatsApp. Somebody can reply to that, and when you reply, you can give some form of encouragement. That is, you can give a love heart, fire emoji, or one of those things to say, hey, that's something great. You can add value to the post and say, yes, this is good, and and by doing this, you will also get positive benefits in this area, whatever it is, right? You can also share your opinion. You say, I really think that is a nice thing you're doing. So you can give opinions based on what it is you're replying to. You can actually engage, and persons will see you engaging them. Find, add message. This is where we are increasing our circle of friends, right? Just as how some companies would want to keep track of their customers, customers are potential clients. Customers are actually their bread and butter. And it will be the same thing with our business. We can find persons to engage, and then once we find them, we can add them, and then we can send them a message. We'll look at some sample messages in a little while. Of course, Lord, this is another approach. Location, occupation, recreation, and dreams. When we Lord, it means we are getting to know someone, and they are also getting to know us. Okay, there's another social media approach or general marketing approach that uses the acronym FORM, which is family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. What motivates you, right? When you interact with someone, like you add someone, you message them and you say, hey, just saw a great post that you did. I thought it'd be cool if we connect. Just thought I'd ask, or how are you? And leave it as that. Right? When they respond, say, hey, thank you for responding. Where do you live? With the form they will say like, hi, so what type of family do you have? Do you have any sons, daughters, wives, and so on? And the problem with form is that when you're dealing with social media in particular, some people will, if you meet a stranger and they start asking you about your family, you may say this is a little bit creepy, you're trying to stalk me or something like that. Location is a little more open-ended, right? Say, hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Really? From Trinidad and Tobago? Right, I'm in Trinidad and Tobago too. Or I'm from Barbados. Or I'm from whatever country you may be in. Right? And it just generates a conversation. And as you converse, it doesn't have to be the same day, over time. Say, okay, so what do you do? What type of work do you do? Well, I'm an engineer, whatever the case may be, right? And then, of course, the conversation can lead to, what do you do for recreation? What do you do in your spare time? What do you do for fun? You're getting to know the person and they're getting to know you. By the time you finish this process, what are your dreams? What motivates you? What are the things you'd like to see accomplished? What are the things that's keeping you back? It's just a general conversation like you would in meeting a friend. When you're going through this process, you will note that they would no longer be a total stranger. They know something about you, you know something about them. And like I said before, people will tend to do business more with somebody they know So now if you ask them a question, if they're interested to look at a project you're working on or whatever, and they would more likely say yes than if you were to go to a random person, select them and say, hey, would you be interested in a project I'm working on? Think about it. How would you respond if somebody you don't know at all just send you a message out of thin air asking you to join the business? Yeah. You don't know who they are. You say, get away from me, right? But if you engage with someone first and they have a similar interest and they ask you, you'd be more likely to say yes, yes, sure. It's part of getting to know who you are. Let me see what project you're working on. Of course, you'll need to send them a tool. What is a tool? A tool is actually a website or a webinar or a meeting that will explain the entire business model without you having to do it. If you try to explain the whole business, you will lose it. Don't. A short word, don't do it. Let the tool do the explanation for you, because you're not going to remember everything on a website. Even I'm very conscious of that. When you try to explain too much, the person will think they know everything there is to know to make a decision, and they quit, right? Or they say no. So send them a tool first, send them to a webinar, send them to a meeting so they can get the full perspective and then get a response. So those are some of the acronyms that you'll hear us using, right? And when requesting, for example, when we're doing the farm, find someone, you add them, it can be in a group, in a common interest, area of common interest group, as the case may be. You reach out to someone and say, hey, I noticed that you like, say their name, I noticed that you like photography. Hey, so do I. Thought it'd be cool to connect. How are things? That's it. We don't have to overthink it. We don't have to overthink it, right? Just this script, when you want to send a friend request to someone, right? And leave them to respond. And then once they do, you go to load, right? And if after getting to know them a little bit, there's what we call the just curious script. So hey Bob, just curious. Would you be open to checking out more information on an exciting project I'm working on? No worries if not, just thought I would ask. This is not invasive at all. Think about it. How would you react if someone were to approach you in a similar way? Isn't that more open? Isn't that non-invasive? It's very easy, right? Okay. Here's another approach, right? Um, hey, Johnny, just curious. Would you be open to checking out some more information on how to make money on your Facebook account? No worries if not. Just thought I would ask. Hey, Jenny, just curious. Would you be open to checking out more information on Cash Gold? No worries if not. Just thought I would ask. And here's a final one. Hey, Krishna, just curious. Would you be open to, or are you open to income opportunities? No worries if not. Just thought I would ask. Or are your income options open? Yeah, something like that effect, right? But basically, simple, similar structure. Just curious, would you be open to? Ending with, no worries if not, just thought I would ask. Just a nice script you can follow. You can copy it word for word, or you can just, once you get the main intent there. Key thing is to be consistent, all right? And why are we doing this? We want to expand with our daily method of operation and our area of operation, which is online. We will extend our area of influence. Because again, if somebody knows you, they'll want to do more business with you. Or if you get to know them a little better, you can then treat them as a better customer than if you're the total stranger. Now, we have various areas of influence, and by doing this daily method of operations, that is, daily, we try to find at least 1 or 2 new persons. Daily, for the persons we already know, we engage them, right? Stuff like that. We're going to come to that. And we would have be able to extend our area of influence into other people's areas of interest. There are more people who are interested in what we are interested in than the people we actually know. So when we get to reach out to more persons, we'll even be able to extend to other areas of interest as well. So yes, the two core things we'll be doing, we would have core activities, or what we call the DMO, which are things done every day to increase our circle of influence. And then we'll have a form to fill out at the end of every day. The form will be posted and it will be completed within 24 hours. So if it's posted like 10 p.m. For example, today, it will then have to be filled out by 10 p.m. tomorrow. So you have a whole day, 24 hours, to complete these core activities, which we'll get into. We also have daily challenges. For those who have started with us from the beginning, you will get 2 points obtained for each task done by a specified deadline, and 1 point if late, until we go into the elimination zone, right? We have an elimination zone that's coming up. These are the things, these are simple tasks. You watch a video, you read a piece of text, something like that. But everything, there's a purpose. For example, for Valentine's Day, there was a challenge for you to post a humorous meme on either Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever social media. And some of the feedback I got is that, hey, they never really did that before. And they checked in their status feed, and they're saying that 39 people, 40 people, 50 people are watching it. They didn't do that before, and they didn't know that is one way they could engage persons. Yes, people read the status post, and it is again a way of people to get to know you, or for your name at least to be visible to them, right? So there's a reason for posting, even on Facebook and so on, right? So these are the core activities. These are the things to be done every day. Create a social media post. Some of us may be doing that already, so that's fine. And it is cool, actually, as stated, to write a social media post not about the business necessarily. In fact, better not to write about the business. Hey, I'm a member of Karat Bars. This is my link. Please join me. You don't do that. That is kind of referred to as spam, and actually, if you do it too much, you can actually end up in Facebook jail. If you post that, you go on various people's Facebook Messenger and just send link after link after link for persons to join. No, that is called spam and it is not right. You create a social media post about something you like. If you like photography, you talk about photos. If you or some photo medium, you add value to your comment. There's different types of social media posts, if you really think about it. You can post a picture with quotations, or you can post text. You can type something out. You can actually post a video, YouTube video or something. You can do a live video as well. There's different posts that someone can do. And that is something we're going to look at a little later. But basically, the important thing is to be consistent. You have different types of things you can post, different types of content. But the important thing is to post at least one post every day. You don't need to do 100. You don't need to do 20. Just 1 or 2 is fine. And that works with the Facebook algorithm, right? Add a contact. We spoke about family. Find, add, and message. Then you could connect with them, which is, of course, you use the form approach. You speak about, oops, this is supposed to be Lord. Yeah, we use the Lord approach. Location, occupation, recreation, and dreams, which is the motivation, stuff like that, right? Then, of course, we ask the just curious line. Check the script, it's there. Hey, Bob, just curious. I'm working on this special project. Would you be interested? No worries if not, just thought I would ask. Boom. Simple question. If they say, yeah, sure, tell me about it. Okay, great. You invite them to a review of a tool, right? Now, each of these, every time you add a contact, if you add 5 contacts, that would be 5 added. These are not, if you request, if these are not 5 friend requests though. If you send a friend request to 50 persons and 10 people accept the friend request on that particular day, then the other contact would be 10. Connecting with them will be how much people you actually message. If you connect with 5, this will be 5. You ask just curious, how much persons you ask this question. Note that as you come down the list, the amount of engagement you would have may actually be less coming down. Well, aside from number 1, because you only do 1 or 2 of that, you don't really need to do more than that. But 2 coming down, you may made a lot of friend requests, and then some of them will be added. Then a subset of that you may want to connect. Then you ask just curious line to a portion of that because he's still getting to know the others. Invite a review of a tool. You can invite them to go and watch a webinar that's going to come in soon. If they happen to be in your area, you can invite them to a physical meeting, or if you know of a meeting taking place in the area, you can invite them. And of course, you can send them a website, like the activity number 1, the first assignment. That was the reason for you to review that. So you can actually send that for others to review too. And you know what it contains, right? Now, there's no points for just sending the invitation. The points for this would be how much of them will accept the invitation to review it. They're not making any decision yet. They said, okay, I will watch the video. When will you watch it? I'm going to watch it tonight at 8:30. All right. So I can follow up with you tomorrow at 9? Yeah, sure. You don't send the video until they already acknowledge that you're going to follow up with them and the time you're going to follow up with them. So if 3 of them accepted the review, fine, then this will be 3. If you send an invitation to someone, they don't respond, you don't know if they got a message or not. So they have to respond before you record this. Follow up. How much persons did you follow up to? So 9 o'clock comes the following day. And of the 5 people you invited to review, when you followed up, you write to 3 of them, right? So the important thing is to follow up. You get the point for doing that. If you follow up on all 3, you get the full 3. Okay? This is not dependent on whether they responded or not. You just follow up. If they didn't watch it yet, okay, well, how you set for another time, reschedule as the case may be, but that will be counted for your follow-up. If you receive a definite no, not a yes, I watched it, but I'm not too sure, that's not a definite no. If they say, thank you very much for sending the video, but I'm not interested, that's a definite no. Say, all right, and in our minds, we don't see no as no, we see no as, okay, well, not ready as yet, check them back in 6 months, check them back in 3 months, check them back in a year. We put that in our notebook. If they are interested and they say, okay, let's register. The beauty with Karat bars is, of course, registration is 100% free. And I would say if you get 3 persons sign up, 1 person sign up, you get the mark for that. How much persons did you sign up today? 3, right? 3 free signups. And that is important because if you don't sign them up, someone else can. And so may as well get them to sign up. And everybody who signs up, their account will never expire. And there's no monthly fees or anything like that. So you're good to go, right? Of course, the ultimate is, of course, if someone obtains a package, you actually get commissions from that. And you get a point for that. If 3 people sign up with a package, you put 3, okay? So these are the core activities. These are done every day. So every day you keep track of how much of each of these activities you do and you record it, okay? Then we have the daily challenges. You are used to these daily challenges now. They are special tasks, which may seem random, some of them, but they each have a purpose in mind, right? These are special tasks to learn and apply something new. There's a different one posted each day. There's a completion, you earn 2 points each, or if you don't complete it by the established deadline, you get 1 point. And this is until we get into the elimination round. When we go to the elimination round, which may actually be from Tuesday of next week, those not completing on time will be eliminated from the scoreboard. You'll still be in the group, still going to see your assignments, you'll still get the videos to watch, but you'll just have to watch on. You would not be on the scoreboard anymore, okay? And that's the way life is. If you really want to help to build if you want your business to build your business online more effectively, and if you want to build your business as a whole, there'll be tasks you want to do. I mean, there's things you have to do. And if you want to achieve recognition and rewards, you have to go a little extra. The persons who win the scholarships in schools, the persons who get the high marks, they don't start to write a paper and then ask for more time or don't complete the paper in the exam on time. They have to finish it on time. Otherwise, they'll be eliminated from getting scored. This is just something we have to do. If we want to succeed, if we want to get the results, we have to be consistent, right? In fact, Bruce Lee said consistency beats intensity every time. So we want to wish you all success. I wish you success, the Premier team members, and look out for the post, the link for the daily core activities that will be coming soon. And this will be in conjunction with the daily activities, which we're going to continue to keep a track of. The completion of the daily, the DMO or the core activities will be tracked on a separate sheet, right? And that will be taken into consideration when we're working on the recognition and rewards, right? So thanks a lot, everyone. Have a beautiful and fantastic day. See you soon.